Okay, still on wisdom series. Today I'm going to be teaching you on the 3 types of wisdom. See, when we talk about wisdom, sometimes your mind will start racing to and fro. You think that, oh, I'm smart, so I think so fast. So today let me school you on the 3 types of wisdom and how they can affect or how they relate and contribute to whatever you can become. From scripture, we have seen that there are different types of wisdom. And sometimes you see the manifestation of these types in different human beings. The first type of wisdom is the demonic wisdom. Demonic wisdom. The people of the world who don't believe in God, they believe that to get rich, just go and talk to one babalawo or do yahoo and all of that. That is demonic, satanic wisdom. They can even kill to become something. They get the wrong knowledge, apply it wrongly to get to an outcome that will make their life end as a disaster. So there's satanic wisdom, and that satanic wisdom, involves fetish. It's like a woman who wants a man, instead of building a character, to just simply go meet Malam to collect car matter, to blind him. That is demonic wisdom. How long can that relationship be sustained? Once the secret is found, you just realize that you are not building anything, no foundation. And then the second type of wisdom is the mental or physical wisdom. This one is sensual, and it is a product of academic prowess. You can go to school and you're taught to a level where you become so wise. You're a master in that field. You are known as someone who is wise as far as that subject matter is concerned. That is mental wisdom. That is physical wisdom. It can be learned anywhere, and that's the one that brings about invention, innovations. So you can say that, okay, this one is not a Christian, but he was able to do this. That is physical wisdom, and it has its own advantage. Of course, acquire physical wisdom. It is very important. It has its own advantage. It helps you to think. It helps you to be creative. It helps you to innovate. It even helps you to interact with other, as far as you're here on earth. But there's a wisdom that is superior to demonic wisdom and is superior to physical wisdom. And that is the divine wisdom. Now, divine wisdom from scripture, the examples are replete. For instance, now, let's start with David. David was in the bush keeping animal, and he was the last born, But which school did David attend to become skillful in playing musical instruments? Which music school did he attend? Which school did David attend to become a warrior? Where did he train to, beat the lion, the bear, and eventually Goliath? So David was able to access a kind of wisdom that is not normal, that is not conventional. And through his interaction with God, he was able to get to that level where he was taught by God himself strategies that are beyond conventional human experience. And that gave David an advantage in his life and destiny. What about Joseph? At the age of 17, he had a dream to be a leader. And now his brother thought that, oh, this one will not lead us. And they sold him into slavery. Now, which school of leadership did Joseph attend to know how to interpret dreams? Joseph only knew a path. He knew how to communicate with God, because the Bible said the secret of the Lord are with them that love him. So access to divine secrets is what we call divine wisdom. Now, Joseph was able to understand, to master the precursor to accessing this secret from God. And that gave him advantage. Even in the house of Potiphar, as a slave, he was the chief slave. When he was sent to prison, as a prisoner, he applied the same principle. He was a chief prisoner. And from prison, he came to the palace to interpret dreams for Pharaoh. He became the prime minister. He didn't have any need to go to any school. That interaction with God alone has put him, at the top of the ladder in life and in destiny. So there's an education that is superior to conventional education. There's an education that is superior to the 4 walls education. So those who, boast themselves on, I went to Harvard, Cambridge, and all of that, they have a limitation. And that is why sometimes with all their degrees, their lives are very hot, like thermometer. because it is not adding up to them. There's a wisdom that is superior to demonic and physical or sensual wisdom. Final example, how about Solomon? When he became king, coming in the midst of lots of battle, the father fought 66 battles, according to scripture, lost nothing, and David was the son who inherited the throne from him. Solomon inherited the throne from David. So think about, it means the father has created lots of enemies. So Solomon was supposed to be, attacked, seriously attacked. But we're told that Solomon never fought one single battle. What did he use? Wisdom. There are some fights that you don't need to fight. Let me show you that I have muscle. That is foolishness speaking through you. I'm a man. To be a man is not to pull your shirt in public. That is foolishness. A wise man will never do that. So the wisdom that is from above teaches you, principles that mere human may not understand. We saw that with Jesus. How can you tell that a man, people were with him for 3 days and they were hungry? And he said, make them sit to eat. Where's the food? What do we have? And they said, we have 5 loaves of bread and 2 fishes, 2 small fishes. That was the adjective. And he said, make them to sit. And mind you, there were 5,000 men, minus women and children. And Jesus lifted up the bread and gave thanks and began to feed them. And they all ate to their satisfaction. And when the fragments were picked up, there were 12 baskets. How can you tell that? That is the wisdom that is from above. And so with your finances, you can apply this divine wisdom. In your marriage, you can apply this divine wisdom. In your academics, you can apply this divine wisdom. So in your finance, I just picked these 2 areas. In your finance, for instance, the Bible says, unless a corn of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it abides alone. Your money is a seed. The earth is actually the opportunity. So when your seed falls to the ground, it is not that seed that germinates. The seed dies, and then the earth will bring the tree, and that tree can become a forest. But until you throw that seed to the earth, it will be nothing. And so there's one who gathers more than is necessary and ends poor. But there's the one who scatters, gives to mission, gives to the poor, gives to the orphanage, takes care of people, and yet never lacks. Because that is the wisdom that is from above. This one cannot be taught in Harvard Business School. Do you understand what I'm saying now? That is concerning giving. And so you want to master, you want to walk in the highest, the very best of yourself, then you must engage wisdom that is superior. If you check all over the world, most of the men who are controlling the world financially, they are dangerous givers. The Bill Gates, for instance, so you see the Bill Gates and Melinda Gates Foundation is still there. Even John D. Rockefeller, they are still giving. The man is long gone, but his family is still wealthy because they understood the wisdom that is from above. So these are the 3 types of wisdom. As you embrace them and navigate them, don't go demonic. That is temporal. That's the least form of wisdom. The highest form of wisdom is divine wisdom. And that one comes only from God. You know God first, then you can connect to his secret that makes you an authority wherever you find yourself. I'm your brother. I'm always waiting for you. God bless you. See you at the top. Congratulations.